Hey guys, we get a lot of comments that battery operated outdoor power equipment is not going to withstand the test of time and it's a throwaway product. I'm going to show you one of my own personal string trimmers and go through this product, talk to you a little bit about it and tell you why I think this is the way to go if you want something that's going to last you a long time. Stay tuned. Before we get into the video, I need to preface that this is my own equipment. I've purchased it. I've always used STIHL for the last 15-20 years. I really like the product. I like what they do. And in being a tool reviewer, I've kind of become a tool snob and had to work my way into battery operated outdoor power equipment with caution. So once I really got hooked on it, and once you use it, I feel that most other people will too, I wanted to purchase what I thought I would like the most in the quality that I'd like the most. Even though we've tried multiple other brands, I've still never found anything that will compete with this. This stuff is all 1.5 years old. It's not cutting brand new, but I just wanted to let you know I want to give you some of my experience because I think I've reviewed some tools lately and kind of said, I don't really like them. But I think that's the tool snob in me in saying a little bit more of, this is what I like. So it might be overkill for a lot of people, but this is where I land, and my opinion is going to be based off of what I'm using. So it's a little background too. First, this here is the STIHL KMA 130R power head. This is their KombiSystem. I want to say that you can get this same system without the connection and without the availability of use of different attachments in the FSA 130R, and it has very similar specs. 36 watt unit. It uses all of STIHL's AP series batteries. That is anything from a small battery that's on a belt to a backpack like this. They make much larger backpacks and they make smaller batteries. This is all plugged in via this cord and it plugs into the back of the tool. And the reason why STIHL does this, it's pretty much a professional grade tool, but they keep the tool weight lighter and just as balanced for the person moving it around. That to me is important, although this battery pack, is not heavy. This is the AR 1000. It's 36 volts, 16.6 amp hour, and 626 watt hour. It looks bigger than it is for the battery pack that's in here, but there's a lot of electronics, a lot of cool little things that you can see and do with it that make it a little bit better than what's out there and might be available to you. This stuff together is amazing. If you don't believe in the power of battery, or if you don't believe in the quality of construction that's completely here, this stuff is basically the same as what they would put on the gas units, and that's why I think this rocks. All the attachments that you would purchase for this unit are the same attachments that you would apply to any of STIHL's gas-powered units. To me, that tells you that what you're using here is the same quality. This string trimmer is available in multiple different style. This head that's down here can be switched over to use any of STIHL's brush cutting heads, so you're not limited to what you can put on here. You can run the line up to whatever you'd like to. In fact, I don't even want to go over, I have the Auto Cut 2.5 head on this. Not the most up-to-date, just kind of the head that I wanted to go with. They also make the quick load heads, so if you'd like to put one of them on here, you can order these in different variations. It's a 16.5 inch cutting swath, and the RPMs are pretty much the same as gas. The KMA 130R has 3 speeds, same as the FSA 130R. Speed 1 is going to be 0 to 6,300 RPM, speed 2, 0 to 7,200 RPM, speed 3, 0 to 8,500 RPM. Find 8,500 RPM in another battery operated string trimmer. You're gonna be pretty hard pressed. They mostly stop at around 6,500. Why? Runtime. You just simply don't get the runtime when you're in 8,500 RPMs, which is why you have 36 volts in a larger backpack style battery. The string trimmer head and parts are made in Austria, while the battery products are made in Germany. So if you're a Glock fan, you're very familiar with Austria and most of us are very familiar with the quality of German products. There are a lot of Chinese companies out here that are really trying to dig into this same commercial grade stuff. I don't see it. They can try all they want. There's nothing that's comparing to this quality. Realistically though, when you go to purchase this, there is a price to pay for that. This power head alone is about $349. This battery pack from my memory is just north of $500. And then you have to buy your charger, which you have level 1, 2, and 3 chargers. The charger I have is a 6.5 amp charger. You just have to simply walk in and choose everything you want, and they're in your STIHL dealer, so you have a good network. They're not in the big box stores, so you can talk to someone who's knowledgeable about the product and then choose out exactly what you like. To me, that's it. I want customer service. I want someone who knows, can repair it, so I like that. Forgive me about the big box stores or Harbor Freight. It's not my thing all the time. I like to get something a little more local, and that's where STIHL's kind of hit me along with John Deere. I have a lot of also John Deere products, which they seem to go hand in hand too with some of the dealerships. I like that. So there's a lot to like, but there's a few things I dislike. So while you're using this unit and you have the battery pack on, the power on the battery pack is in the back. So you really have no idea of how much power you have left in your battery while you're using it. You physically have to take the battery pack off and take a look at it. It would be nice to see that gauge somewhere on the tool so you could actually see it. Now this cord gives you plenty of room to move around. There are 2 contacts on the inside, 2 contacts on the outside. You use the arrow here, match it up with the arrow, push it in, click, you're set and ready to go. One of the big things I dislike about this unit is the fact that you have a safety on top, and once you push it down, I'll use my incorrect hand, once you push it down you still cannot pull the trigger. You have a secondary safety up front which you have to push forward slightly, and then you are allowed to use the trigger. What happens to me once in a great while is I'll push this forward and it will change the power level. So if you got to push and hold normally, but if you push down, push this forward, and if you hold it too long, sometimes it will change power levels on you. But this is how you can tell what power level you are in. And if you hold this down and push that forward once and never let go of that, it will stay unlocked, so you don't have to push that forward each time. And I find that pretty simple, and I feel like the gas units, when I walk around, I continually push this trigger a little bit. So the first time is the only time I really get to that point where I have to push that forward, but it still annoys me. If you reach down and pick something up, you have to push it forward again, and then you're ready to rock and roll. Fair dislike here. The rubber overmold that you feel around this handle is unlike any other rubber overmold that I've seen on any of the different styles of string trimmers. It feels quality, it feels thick, and it's there. This is fully adjustable. You have other side handles for whatever you're going to use this for, and you can get this in a bike handle configuration. While I don't have any other attachments for this right now, this is the same STIHL KombiSystem. You just simply pull this out and you have the same type of connection in shaft configuration for gas and battery. So that allows you to buy used systems, pick up a good deal here and there, because you can find these for any other gas powered unit that's been made in the last 10 years. It, to me, makes this well worth everything that you're investing in. The main question that we get asked while we're using this is, does the battery pack get hot on your back? And the battery pack physically does not get hot on your back, but obviously on a 90-degree day, having a backpack on can limit the amount that your skin is breathing and cause you to sweat a little bit. I don't feel that this pack heats up my back at all, and I think the construction of the back of this pack is quite well, and it gives you a lot of breathing area. And it's also a very comfortable material, and you can see after a year and a half this pack still looks new, and we basically only wipe it off and wipe the grass off it each time we use it. There is a weather cover that they send with it. It's basically clear plastic that goes over it. Never used it. Personally, I don't go out and cut my grass in the rain, but if you wanted to, in commercial use, you could use that weather cover. This is an expensive unit all put together. Yes. Do I think it's going to last me 10 years? Very well should. It's going to be a matter of if this battery does, but either way, I know that with STIHL long term, I should be able to go in, pick up something like this if it's not the exact same one, and continue on. STIHL has always seemed to take care of their users, and that part I really like. Worst case scenario, absolute worst case scenario, recycle the battery, recycle the head, and have to move back over to gas because all my stuff will still continue to fit on one of their other gas-powered power heads. So all that put together is exactly why I choose STIHL. I'm happy to look at other brands. I'm thrilled to see what other brands have been coming up with, but it's hard for me to walk away from something like this, counterclockwise spinning head, power enough in this large unit, which is the largest one they make, to do anything I want, from using a brush to working and edging on a concrete, to doing a bed redefiner, any of that stuff that you want to do, including putting any head that you want from STIHL on there, from the circular saw blade looking one to the metal 3-wing ones that you can go out and get serious in brush cutting. And we have 20 acres here that we can go out in the woods in and work with. I can put any STIHL line that I want in there, or any other brand line for that matter, and just go at it and know that I've got 16.5 inches of pure power that I can just go through anything. That makes me happy, and the price that you're paying for it gives me a little better feeling that I'm not supporting something in China that is just stealing someone else's stuff, putting it back out there. And yeah, a lot of it's gonna last for a couple years. Yeah, a lot of you guys might be real happy with it, and I think that's good, but this is what I like. So thanks for sticking with me through why I like my STIHL KMA 130R, and we'll just see how you guys feel in the comments. I'll be happy to respond to any questions about any of this stuff that I use, why I went this big, all that stuff. If you didn't catch it or skip through the video, go ahead and ask. I'll answer all that. I appreciate your time as always. We like just to discuss tools, but I want to show you a little bit more where I'm coming from when we're doing some reviews. Please give us a like in this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, we appreciate your time. Have a great day.